What's up everyone? Happy Wednesday. Beautiful summer's day in Sydney. I'm up in Surrey Hills and I've found another little gem of a street which I'm going to walk you through. 2 weeks ago I was up in Paddington and showed you the little hidden oasis up there. A lot of people enjoyed that, got some good feedback on that, which is really great, and thanks very much for your kind responses. And today I'm in Surrey Hills. Now Surrey Hills is across the road from Paddo, so they're both inner city suburbs of Sydney. They're both original suburbs of Sydney on the city fringe. Suburbs like Paddington, Surrey Hills, Darlinghurst, down to the Rocks, all the original suburbs of Sydney when it was being built in the late 1700s, early 1800s. And I found another little gem today which I'm going to show you, and it's in Surrey Hills. Now the street's called Macalone Place, and it's in between Marshall Street and South Dowling Street. So I'll just turn the camera around and we'll start the little tour. Now the street, that's the street there. Now I just first of all want to show you at the front of the street you've got these two original sandstone cottages. This one here on the left was an original grocery store held by the Simpson family called Simpson Grocer, which you can see up the top there. Show you. And it's been converted into some little units which people live in. And on the other side, at the beginning of the street, another sandstone cottage, which has all been original sandstone cottage, which has all again been converted into little bachelor and one-bedroom units. I'd say that all be heritage listed, of course. Now this little street here, you wouldn't think there's a major artery up the top there, but the street, which you can't see anyway, but the street right at the top of the film, which it leads into the T intersection, South Dowling Street, which is a major artery of Sydney, heading from south to north or north to south. So pretty busy all day up until about 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. But you wouldn't know with this little street here that there was a major artery up the top. So it's quite unique. And as I walk through, you can see it's just got a lovely feel to it. I've spoken to quite a few of the people who live here. Some have been here just renting, some have been here for decades, and they all say the same thing. It's got a lovely feel to it, lovely community. They do get together quite a few times per year in the street and have get-togethers. The next one's going to be at Christmas, or Christmas Eve party, I think. And just turning around, you can see the original sandstone cottage, which has been converted into these little units. And on this side, you've got all these terraces. Now, if you notice these terraces, they are different to the ones that I showed you in Paddo, in Paddington. The difference being is that they haven't got the balconies on top of them. So there is a difference in architecture. Wonderfully maintained and kept with the upkeep of them, and also the landscaping that's been done with the trees and the shrubbery down the bottom here. So Sydney, these little streets or little pockets of Sydney are absolutely fascinating, because even though the architecture is similar, there's still differences, and there's noticeable differences. So you can see, if you looked at my video a couple of weeks back, you can see the terraces in Paddo had all the balconies coming off the top of them. and these ones don't. These ones all look in one line. Looks like a big sort of building which has been then converted into terraces, but it's all been rendered right across. So a little bit of variance. It's like, I'd say, without being an expert, they look like a sort of a Spanish architecture. But wonderfully kept, as I said. And on this side, you've got these historical sandstone little cottages. Now, all these buildings and this area, pockets of inner Sydney, Paddington, Darlinghurst, Surrey Hills, you've got these buildings being built around between, say, 1850 to 1870. So a lot of them are getting on in age, but they're still wonderfully kept, and it shows you how well they were built. I mean, Sydney was started as a penal colony. Sydney was originally was built by the convicts that came out from England, Ireland and Scotland, and they started building these terraces and cottages in Sydney, where it all began. And you can see that they did a grand job. And when you go inside some of these properties, they're beautifully kept and maintained, and still very strong, going on 150, 160, 170 years of age. So it's a fascinating city, Sydney. It really is. It's just got all these little pockets everywhere, especially the inner city suburbs. And it's very important that we maintain these buildings and the heritage of these buildings, because it just shows you of where we come from, and how this, one of the greatest cities on the planet, I believe the best coastal or harbour cities on earth, it's the best, started, how modern Australia was started and being built. So fascinating stuff. Thanks everyone.